Hey guys, I'm Robert. We're just getting ready to kick off a 4-day weekend here at the Nürburgring. It would have been the N24 races, but we've got 4 days of TF, which is something I'm pretty excited about. But before we do that, I want to talk to you guys about something that I haven't quite made up my mind on yet, and something that I've thought about for many years. Normally I'm pretty methodical in my thoughts, but this is something I can't quite pin down. You guys have asked about it so many times in terms of, Robert, I can't believe you guys go on track without harnesses. I can't believe you guys go on track without helmets. What are you guys doing? You're insane. I've got my helmet. I've got the GT2. We're going to head over to Atomic right now, which is a shop in the Boulevard, and we're going to get some safety equipment from them, and I'm going to show you exactly what my concerns are. Jump in. Let's go. All right, so we've made it down here to the Boulevard, and the reason we've come to the Boulevard is because I want to show you guys 5 different scenarios of driving that suit the different types of driving that I do. First is driving with a 3-point harness and no helmet. Second is driving with a 3-point harness and a helmet. Driving with 6-point harnesses, no helmet. Driving with 6-point harnesses and a helmet. And then finally driving with 6-point harnesses, a helmet, and a Hans device. So let's jump in. I'm going to talk you through the scenarios and explain to you why I am not exactly certain which one of these is the best for our needs and for the way that we drive the cars. Come on in. Let's go for scenario 1. I'm going to show you how the fundamentals work inside of a car with a 3-point harness and no helmet. All right, so here I am in the car. I am going to demonstrate. I think we all do it every day, but regardless, I want to show you that I am now in the car with a 3-point harness on, no helmet, no anything like that. If I were to get into an accident, the idea behind this safety system is that I move forward, the seatbelt locks, and then my body actually rotates because the mass of my body rotates. That keeps me from sliding under in the seat, and it also lets my upper body extend to the airbag, where the airbag then provides that immediate cushion and stops my forward momentum. So when I get into an accident, that's going to be in a road car. The safest scenario that they found at the moment is letting your body rotate. And what that does is lets your upper body extend, lets your head move forward, and it keeps your neck rather close to your body as it's supposed to be. Obviously, once you have more impact and rolls, then you're going around. But usually in an accident, you have one main impact that absorbs most of the energy, and everything after that is subsequent. So that's scenario 1. Let's go ahead and go to scenario 2 now. All right, so here we are in my second scenario, if you would, and that is running a 3-point harness with a helmet on. If I get into an accident, I'm going to have the exact same motion, the exact same concept as I did before. I just have now a bigger head. I'm going to get into an accident, my seatbelt's going to lock here, and my head is going to roll forward, and I'm going to now get the impact of the airbag on my helmet. That's not necessarily a problem, having the airbag hit the helmet. One thing that I do notice when I roll forward, my head hits the roof, which I don't really care for, but that's obviously the idea of a helmet. It's here to protect me. If I were wearing only the seatbelt with no helmet, then my head could be what's actually hitting this, because you are going to move around a lot in an accident. So I do feel pretty secure in this scenario. Obviously, after the initial impact, when the airbag's been deflated, I am going to have motion like this, and my helmet is going to keep me from hitting my head certain places. I feel like I could be in a pretty secure position in this type of a setup. So let's go ahead and move to the next scenario. All right, so here we are in scenario 3. I am currently in harnesses with no helmet. Now, if I were to get into an impact, into a crash, now I have an accident. My body is secured to the seat, but what happens is my head moves forward, okay? My head moves forward until the airbag stops my head from moving forward. That's where a lot of neck injuries, spinal cord injuries, and things like that happen, is because I'm now all of a sudden, how far out is the airbag coming? I'm gonna have a very big neck extension, and that's something that truly does concern me on the racetrack, okay? Now in this case, I have only the weight of my head that I'm dealing with. So that is going to be not as bad as what we're gonna look at now, in my opinion, which is scenario 4. All right, so here we are in scenario 4. Scenario 4 is a 6-point harness. You remember in scenario 1 and 2, in order to keep me from sliding under the seat, my body rolled forward, and you kind of make a hinge over the seat belt, and that keeps you from sliding under, and it keeps you from tumbling out. In this case, I've got a sub harness that keeps me from sliding under. I've got my shoulder harnesses, that's what keeps me from sliding forward. However, this is one of the most uncomfortable scenarios for me, because when I get in an accident, I now have not only the weight of my head, I have the weight of my helmet. Let's say I have a 1G impact, it's going to be the weight doubled. If I have a 2G impact, 3G impact, that weight is going to severely increase. My head now is going to be tight on these harnesses like I am now. And in fact, when I'm driving, I'm going to be a little tighter than that. I'm going to have an impact, my head is going to go forward, and I've got an airbag waiting for me, but I'm not meeting that airbag because I'm so tight in the car. That gives the potential for my neck to extend all the way to that airbag if it ever even makes it there. Subsequent impacts are going to be even worse. I'm going to be tightened in, and my head with the weight of the helmet are going to be pulling with my body being fixed. My belief is that when you're in an accident and your body can rotate forward, you're able to let your shoulders and your torso, which is the strongest part of your body, take some of that initial impact and slow the movement of your head. When I'm locked in like this, my torso, the strength of my torso is doing nothing for me now. It's all right here at the base of my spine, and my head is extending out until I impact. This is a scenario that I really do not feel that comfortable with. There's a very good solution for it. So let's go ahead and look at scenario number 5. So for this scenario, I am going to take the carbon fiber Hans device, and I'm going to slide it on over my neck here. Okay, so in this scenario, I now have the full Hans device on, and obviously I could do some better adjusting, but this is just for a quick demonstration of what this is like. I'm able to move my head like this. I'm able to move my head to here. That's about my limit that way. That's about my limit that way. Now, I get into a frontal impact and my head goes forward. I'm resting on the stops now. I am pushing my head as hard as I can, and I cannot go forward any more than this. So it's within my normal range of motion, and I am very safe. I'm very secure. I'm actually resting my head forward on the front of my helmet right now. I have no excessive impact on my neck, on my spinal cord, etc. And I feel the most secure in this way. I'm in the car, I've got my Hans on, I have my helmet on, I am ready for action. The problem is, a Hans device is not allowed in TF. Why is that? TF is a public road. I'm supposed to be able to look at my mirror, which, to be honest with you, I can see my mirror perfectly. I'm supposed to be able to, I can even shut my door. I'm supposed to be able to see in this mirror. I can see in that mirror perfectly. But what I cannot do is look over my shoulder to see physically if there's traffic next to me. That means that what I feel the most secure in, I am not able to actually do according to road law and the rules of the Nürburgring for general safety. So my most secure solution is out the window. So I hope you guys can see my concern, and that is that when I'm in harnesses with a helmet or harnesses with no helmet, I'm very concerned about the extension of my neck. I'm not going to tell you what's right or wrong. Is 1 through 4 correct for driving more on like a track day or somewhere where you're not allowed to wear a Hans device, but I haven't decided. Would I rather have the potential that my head hits a pillar, or that I have an impact and my neck gets extended from the spinal cord? Those are serious things that I go back and forth on, and I don't actually know the answer to. So maybe that's something you guys could discuss in the comments below. Tell me what you think. I don't want to start a bashing thread or anything like that, because I don't actually have the correct information. Maybe we would have to do a lot of studies and tests, but I don't personally want to be the test dummy for that. So like I said, go through it. Tell me what you guys think in terms of my concerns. My concern with scenario 1 is that my head is exposed. My concern with scenario 2 is really a lot less. I'm not in harnesses, so my body can move around more. So I would say I'm probably almost feel the most secure in scenario 2. Scenario 3, I'm again worried about my neck extension. Scenario 4, very much so with a helmet on and harnesses. I'm very worried about my head, the weight of my helmet increasing 1-fold each time we increase G-forces. That's a lot to me. And then obviously I would love to drive with scenario 5, and I would be happy to do that. Furthermore, we have a sixth scenario which we need to keep in mind, and a lot of people forget this. A lot of times we go on the Nürburgring just for a fun lap, and I'm not driving any harder than I would be on maybe you guys do on a back road, or than you guys would just going out for a drive on the highway or the Autobahn. In those cases, I feel perfectly safe with a 3-point harness and no helmet, because I am just driving very civilly and very simply, and I'm not going out pushing in corners. It's something I think a lot of people forget that we do on the Nürburgring. We do go out just for a nice Sunday drive, if you would. It's something I'm going to do plenty this weekend. I'm going to go out for a nice cruise. I'm not going to be pushing the limit, and all of these questions, in my opinion, are out the window. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know below what you think about all of this. What's your opinion? And I'll be looking forward to reading the replies, and we'll go from there. Catch you guys later.